Hi guys, ArchieLuxury, ArchieLuxury channel, and today I want to talk about an urgent SOS. I had a fan in the Brisbane area who urgently needed my help, and he sent me a few bickies, and I got to tell you the story there. It's a story of a guy who has two really cool watches, and he's just not happy. He wanted one watch. And I'm always happy to give advice. I'm always available. So before we go into this problem, remember, like, subscribe, tell your friends. Quick wristwatch check, and we're in the Paddock World Time because it's my birthday tomorrow. I'm sort of celebrating because it's the Sunday before the birthday. You know how it is. And I gotta tell you, in all honesty, it's a very, very interesting tale because he's got two really cool watches. What's he got? He's got a Rolex Oyster Perpetual 39mm grape. That's right. The grape Oyster Perpetual. And he's also got a really stunning chronograph, the IWC Portuguese in steel. And I had a bit of a talk to him. This is for my good friend, Igor. Igor, thank you so much. Igor also gave me a few beers. These are really, really good Czech beer. I really like them. Anyhow, I digress. So, I went and met Igor. Igor's a really cool guy. He's got a really nice little boy, Christian, I think his name is. And Igor's a really cool guy. Hi, Igor! And I gotta tell you, he wants to combine the two watches into one watch. And, you know, what I like to do is when I get a job like this, where I get called out to an urgent job, a wristwatch check, I like to sit down, analyze, find out what his horological path has been, find out what he's done. And he told me he had a lot of wristwatches. He started off with Breitling, a Breitling Super Ocean. He then had a number of Breitlings. Then he's had a number of Rolexes. He's had a number of Omegas. And he's even had a two-tone Submariner Black, the black dial version. He's had a no-date ceramic. He's had a number of really cool pieces. And this always does get me a little bit, you know, I'm a little bit concerned because when someone says, hey, they want to amalgamate their collection into one wristwatch, I kind of look at it and need to work this out. Now, I sat down with Igor and I said to him, Igor, come on, my friend. Having one wristwatch is like having one woman in your life. Is it possible? And he gave me the really frown. He looked at me like I had just been speaking to the devil. And he didn't get my joke. And then I kind of said to Igor, I said, look, you've got two steel stunners. They're absolutely perfect. And he'd actually bought these recently in June and July from the AD. And I said to him, I said, you know, I really do think the Oyster Perpetual, OP, Oyster Perpetual, with the grapey dial, I love it. I said, personally, I probably would have gone for the blue, but if you're a big grapey type person, I do love grape, you know, that purple color. That's the only thing I would say. I would have gone for the blue one, but that's just me because I have mental problems. When I was a kid, blue was my color. I wouldn't wear clothes unless they were blue. So I'm a bit of a Smurfy. But I said, you know, you've got a grape dial Oyster Perpetual. It's a beautiful watch. It's got the new clasp. It's quality. It's solid. You got your name in the papers, on the papers there. It's a quality piece. And I then looked at his other piece. He had a IWC Portuguese. Okay, you can criticize the Portuguese and say it hasn't got no in-house movement, but that's not the point of the Portuguese. The point of the Portuguese is that beautiful dial with those Art Deco numerals. Those numerals are to die for, in the hands, and just the beautiful design of the pushers. They're just, it's a really, really well done watch. And I spoke to him, I sat down, went through his horological journey, asked him why he was unhappy, and I said, you know something? You're never ever going to be happy. One wristwatch, I said to him, one wristwatch is a very tricky thing to do. There was a great documentary a number of years ago called Time Machines. I'll put a link in the description. Time Machines, where they basically went to Tom Bolt, very renowned UK watch dealer, and said, hey, I want to convert my collection. He had a Daytona, he had a no-date sub, steel Daytona, steel no-date sub. He had a Bell & Ross, and he had a Bulgari chronograph. And he lost a lot of money on the Bell & Ross and the Bulgari chronograph, as we would expect. They're dogs. But the Daytona and the no-date sub. So he wanted to compact this collection of 4 into one watch. And he decided going with a nipple dial gold sub. Now, I gotta tell you the truth, I have owned a solid gold sub, and it's like wearing chocolate. Let me give you the drum. You've got to be so careful. It's like wearing the Patek. It's good for a special occasion, but I probably wouldn't do it every day. You know what I mean? It's just not that sort of piece. And I said to Igor, I said, Igor, you got a beautiful Oyster. I mean, every man. Let's look at the basics. Stop for a minute there. And Igor, I spoke to Igor, and he said he had a two-tone sub, and he said he didn't like scratches in the gold bit. And I said, yeah, I completely sympathize with you. I said, okay, what we need to do in your case is look at the very basics. What do I say to everyone? I say, look, you need to have, every man needs a Rolex Oyster, a steel Rolex Oyster. It is something you can wear everywhere. I mean, an Oyster Perpetual grape dial, it's funky because it's your color, the grape, the purple. But it's kind of more funky than that. It's kind of like your individual slant on it. I love the fact there's no date. It's got perfect symmetry, 39 mils, nice big size, Oyster bracelet, so it could be sports and it can be dress. I said, that is just such a cool piece. Every man needs one Rolex. Now, as far as the second piece goes, wow, you've gone for an IWC Portuguese, and I think that is perfect. A chronograph, and the IWC Portuguese is such a classic. It's sexy as sin. It is really, really sexy. And I said to him, you know, I prefer the IWC to my Breguet. There you go, I've said it. Okay, the Breguet, I love the Bregster, but I mean, you know, I didn't pay, you know, the IWC Portuguese was like $8,000 to $10,000 watch. This is Australian dollars we're talking. And I said, you know, that really is a perfect watch. It's on a leather strap. It's an elegant, gorgeous watch. That is an icon in the watch industry. The IWC Portuguese is such an icon. I said, Igor, what are you doing wanting to sell both of these to get one? I said, if you wanted one watch, if you wanted one, I said, you've already been there. You had the two-tone sub. I said, that's probably what I would get, a two-tone Submariner. I'd probably go bluesy. I said, the other option is one piece only would be a steel Daytona. Now, the only thing is, I said, you've got two beautiful pieces. Why would you want to sell those to a dealer? The dealer will give you a third and fourth asshole. These are really beautiful watches. You chose the Oyster Perpetual yourself. You chose the grape. That was your preference. You picked it. You loved it. You also chose the IWC Portuguese. That is a classic, iconic chronograph. Why would you sell these beautiful things to get a two-tone sub? I said, keep the two watches. I think that is a perfect combo deal. It's a perfect combo deal. I said, Igor, keep those two watches. A grape dial Oyster Perpetual and an IWC Portuguese. I said, you got everything covered. You got sports, to work, to dress. You got formal. You got classic, iconic. The IWC Portuguese says you know about watches. It says you have class, you have style. That's what it says. It's a very, very funky sort of watch there. I think it's really, really cool. I think it is a very cool thing to go for. So, in my opinion there, those two pieces are absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. Great combo deal. And I don't see what you're going to gain by getting one piece. Why not keep the two? And I said to Igor, they are beautiful. An Oyster Perpetual grape, 39 mil. It's not the 36 mil, which is I think is a little bit small. 39 mil. It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. And you've got the IWC Portuguese, which is really, that is shooting way above its weight. I went to Sydney and met one of my fans who, he took me out. He had the IWC Portuguese. That is a schmicko piece. It's elegant. It's just, I love the Art Deco numerals on the dial, the hands, the blued hands. Oh, is that a gorgeous, sexy piece? I said, Igor, two-piece combo meal deal. That is it. Two-piece combo meal deal. You got an everyday piece, which you can wear anywhere, and you got the IWC to just say, wow, I know about watches. That's what the IWC says. It is a beautiful, beautiful piece. I said, Igor, stop. Be happy with what you've got. That is very important. Sometimes in life, we think getting rid of that, having a change will make us happy. It's like leaving your wife, running off with the secretary, then you realize she's a bigger pain in the ass than the wife in the first place. It happens to the best of us, believe you me. So my honest advice, Igor, is keep the two. Keep the two. They are combo deal. They are a combo deal that I really, really liked. And I got to tell you, Igor, those two pieces, grape dial Oyster Perpetual, beautiful, 39 mil, that just hits it on the spot. And the IWC Portuguese, that just says you know about watches. It says you know class. It is one sexy fucker of a watch. It is just one, forget the Google ads, it is so sexy. I'm happy to say it on my channel there. That is one sexy, one very, very, very sexy chronograph. And it's a two-piece meal combo deal. That's what it is. And I said to him, you know, what would you add? I said, if you're going to add a third piece, I said, be happy with the two you've got. Why don't you add a JLC? You could add a Reverso, a tribute to 1931. That would be so cool. You could add a Master Control. There's so many things. But, Igor, enjoy the two you've got. Enjoy the two you've got and be happy. I'm Archibald Chesterfield III, AC3. Tell me what you guys think of that. Nice one, Archie. Great vid. Igor, keep those watches, Igor.